Anyhow, but she's out of here for the time being. Gonna skate on away. Meanwhile, in the lower left-hand corner, we can see that we do have these nice-looking Halley Banshees just kind of capping away here. And that is an Exarch right there with that gigantic spear. So Howling Banshees pretty fully upgraded. But bumping into these nicely upgraded Tactical Marines who do have the ranged advantage, so it looks like they're going to be getting on out of there. Double squads of Tax, of course, can really lay the hurt on, and they're going to recap that victory point. So still 1 to 2 victory points, or at least soon it will be. And here we have it. So Tyger now tipping his hand, went ahead and got a fast Falcon Grav Tank, but not to be put off by that at all. It looks like Texaneous also getting out, ooh, and I love the way that this stuff looks, getting out his own little Dreadnought here. So this big fat blue and white Dreadnought moving on out in the field. Let's take a look and see what this Falcon Grav Tank is up to right now. You can see it's just kind of putting some pressure in there, a wide variety of weapons on that thing. But he does have to look out because one good shot from that Devastator could do a lot of damage here. Winding up, boom! Oh, look at that, just kind of pounding the ground in front of it there. Meanwhile, looks like our Dreadnought charging on in here. So suddenly really strong looking central control right now for Texaneous. Having this combination of Dreadnought, this beautifully fortified position with the Devastator Plasma Cannon. Yeah, it makes it really tough to take control of the center area here. So he just needs to worry about kind of getting flanked over here on the left. Really, the Devastators are in a beautiful position. Not a lot of stuff can come at them. So you can see here this Falcon. Oh, look at that! Taking like half of its hit points and damage from that one heavy plasma cannon shot. Looks like he moved on up just to challenge these guys a little bit, but that's not going to work out for him. He will die very fast if that keeps going that way. Over here on the left, the Howling Banshees pretty much this whole game have just been assaulting this left-hand side. And so far, it's been a single squad of Tactical Marines. Now it looks like it's going to be this squad of Scouts with their Sergeant upgrade dealing with the Howling Banshees. But honestly, these Howling Banshees are going to chop these guys up. But no! Nice looking hand grenade right there. Just kind of dropped right in the path of those Howling Banshees. And now jumping on into this building right as they get suppressed by that scream. And now it looks like the Howling Banshees just kind of moving slightly out of range here. Over here on the right-hand side, we do have the Force Commander charging in after this Falcon. Force Commander currently being upgraded with a Power Fist as well. That'll certainly help him versus vehicles, but it doesn't matter. He is nicely suppressed for the time being, all slow and hunkered down and just kind of crawling around. Despite all of his rage, he just wants to punch a Falcon tank, but he's not going to be able to. His fist has been upgraded, taking a lot of damage here. Oh god, Force Commander, just give it up. He just leveled to 2. Get out of there, sir. There he goes. Good little Force Commander running away there. Meanwhile, double Tactical Marine squads moving up on the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side, we do have a Farseer who somehow snuck all the way down here during the middle of all of that. You can see here just exchanging a little bit of range damage for all of these little scouts here. They're putting some pretty good damage down there right now. They're just kind of firing away. This gentleman here with the long hair, oh, his buddy just got taken out, is the sergeant right there. But for the time being, she's got this under control, just kind of capping this victory point. And again, it is still 2-to-1 victory points. Taking a look up here on the top of the map, you can see that the Falcon is now moving in, putting a lot of pressure on these Tactical Marines, but they've got the right idea. They're being upgraded for a missile launcher as we speak. And that'll be pretty darn good for helping out with that. Meanwhile, the Shuriken Weapons Cannon team moving on in to prevent any further incursions in this part of the area here. And let's take a look here and let's see. They are just about to get set up, and it looks like the Howling Banshees are charging on in. And by the way, it is Tier 3 for Tyger. Tyger has completed, it looks like, a Bright Lance weapons team and a D-Cannon weapon team. I'll have to take a look around, but we've got some serious fighting going on right now. We do have the Bright Lance here in the middle, and it looks like the Dreadnought has just charged on in, perhaps even a little overextended, but he doesn't care. He's just going to pound away right now. You can see him tearing out one of the models from that Bright Lance team, now continuing to just pound away at this Farseer. And we do have the Force Commander in pursuit of the Falcon. Falcon has been upgraded for an energy field as well. And this D-Cannon really overexposed right now, taking a lot of melee damage, getting pounded on the ground right there, and a special attack coming out of the Force Commander. Oh, look at that. That Dreadnought just picking up the last member of that squad and flinging him over his shoulder very carelessly, completely taking out that D-Cannon. That seemed quite lucky to me, but man, that was brutal. The Force Commander right now is taking a lot of damage. Looks like he's going to have to retreat like crazy. And this Dreadnought really has to be careful here. But, oh, check that out. Nice little kind of a weird shot there from the Devastator. Hitting the rear armor, just kind of going past it a little bit. Oh, direct shot right there. But you can see the Falcon with its... oh, man, and the Banshees. The Banshees pouring on top of the Dreadnought, and the Dreadnought slams all of them at the same time. The Dreadnought just killed that entire squad before getting picked off by that Falcon. Oh my god, that was ridiculous. That was a really, really improbable entire squad loss there. Oh no, and the Farseer goes down. Farseer charging on into combat. Again, I think I think Tyger here, no, here comes his secret plan, dropping the bomb. We do have an Autark coming in on the field right now, and Autark instantly just kind of leaping on in with her big fat wings, just going to be chasing down these gentlemen. They are all retreating right now. I think that may have been a little premature to retreat like crazy with all of those, because now she does, of course, have her pick of the litter, jumping on in right as they get inside that building there. But she could very well have done some serious damage to that Devastator squad. So taking a look on the left-hand side, you can see that the Bright Lance Weapons team is now kind of flanking around, perhaps. I'm not sure why that's overextending so much. Meanwhile, the Falcon is just kind of hanging out here. So it looks like 5 generators out right now for Tyger, our Eldar friend, and just a single squad of a single grouping of 3 power generators out right now for Texaneous. So the Force Commander now moving on out. And this Bright Lance Weapons team really overextended. He should not be down here capping this victory point. You can see the Force Commander with his Power Fist and Plasma Pistol definitely going to wreck up on these guys. Boom! Oh, looks like that was a little bit of a misfire there. I didn't see that fire at anybody. But I do love the sound of that Plasma Cannon. I am very keen on weapon sounds when they are done correctly, and I like that a lot. Meanwhile, the Autark deciding that she doesn't want to be hanging out here too much longer, getting focus fired by these 2 fully upgraded Tactical Marine squads. She's just going to kind of fly on out of there for the time being. Meanwhile, the Falcon here is moving on in, suppressing away at this Force Commander. Force Commander does have the Power Glove. If he can get in there, he can punch away at that Falcon, but it doesn't matter. And you can see that right now, it looks like he is once again engaged in mortal combat with this little Farseer. Oh, and just knocking her out of the box. She's going to come running right back in there, though, with her Force Spear. Doing pretty well, though, honestly. Although, you know, he keeps getting these good shots off here, but she is really beefy and is being backed up by a Falcon. So it's getting pretty close here, though. She is backing out. He may have called her bluff on that, and now he is activating his shield. And you can see that this Tactical Marine squad with the missile launcher now moving in to get a nice little flank. But the counters just keep happening here. Looks like the Force Commander just having to get away. The Autark coming in, putting a lot of pressure on these Tactical Marines. The Force Commander, oh my god, at 10 hit points. He just barely gets out of there. Likely the regen from his Artifice armor just barely keeping him alive right then. We saw a little rogue plasma shot come knock this Autark back a little bit. Looks like they got one more missile off into the rear armor of this Falcon, but it does still have its energy shield up. And unfortunately, oh, and it looks like we do have a little bit of For the Emperor up right now, just kind of upgrading these guys' range damage, but it doesn't matter. They are just being hassled by this Autark. I don't think they'll be able to get. They just need one more missile shot, maybe, but still there's quite a few shields up on that. Autark doing some damage, and they all just have to retreat away for the time being. Ooh, and we see our first couple of Webway gates going up as well. So Webway gate over there, Webway gate being summoned way down here in the lower left, and Webway gate by the base. So our Eldar friend definitely moving into kind of late game mobility, gonna just deal with having web gates all over the map. The Farseer taking full advantage of that web gate now, popping on out and putting some pressure on these scouts. These scouts, by the way, have been upgraded to have a sniper rifle, but that's not going to help at all. This Farseer is going to make mincemeat of these guys if they're not careful. Look at her with that fleet foot just kind of charging on in right now, stabbing away at these models. Oh, what are you doing, scouts? You are no match for that. Oh, one model goes down, and we'll have to see if she's going to pursue or not. I think they're getting away for the time being here. And could it be we do have a drop pod coming in? Yes, it is a Terminator Assault Squad. So now we see what Texaneous was up to. We do have these close combat Terminators teleporting all the way up here right now, just knocking away at this Bright Lance weapon team. Oh man, you silly Bright Lance weapon team. What are you doing capturing points? Getting smacked all over the place by a bunch of Terminators with hammers and thunder shields. And now it looks like they've been upgraded to have lightning claws. So these guys are going to be some of the fiercest heavy melee in the game. But speaking of fierce heavy melee, we do have the Autark and the upgraded Farseer storming around in the center right now, scaring away this poor Tactical Marine squad, and a little bit of support right now from this other TAC squad as well. Autark still doing a pretty good job, but realizing she needs a lot more melee, is going ahead and upgrading to Executioner, which is another big two-handed power spear as well. And now the Terminator is just trying to find a purpose in life. They know they want to kill things with their lightning claws, but they're kind of slow and there's really nothing around them. So we'll have to tune back into them later and see what happens. Nice strong presence here. We got the double TAC squad here in the center as well. These guys do have that rocket launcher and the sniper scouts moving on in here. So snipers right now, you know, it's okay. I kind of like shotguns better personally in this kind of situation, but we'll see. We'll see. They're pretty darn good. Force Commander right now decapping his power node. It looks like he just finished punching the hell out of it. Now he's going to cap it. That is definitely bad news for Tyger. That is going to really threaten his power supply. And we do have an avatar in the battlefield right now. Avatar was being produced while I was jibber-jabbing about all of that. And man, just what the Terminators asked for, I guess. They were just kind of worrying about not having any targets. And here comes an avatar. So the avatar god of war, the biggest demon on the battlefield for the Eldar player, is now kind of stomping around. And I, for one, as an observer, want to see these guys engage in melee, but for the time being, I don't think we're going to have that. Looks like they're drawing the Avatar more out into the open. Oh my god, Wailing Doom coming from the Avatar and just slamming this Devastator squad all the way across the map right there. This gentleman, so tuckered out from that new ordeal, is taking a nap right now, so everybody else is running away.